Hello and thank you for joining us today at Distracted by Life. Our podcast is all about making change within yourself and your relationships. We share conversations, stories, and explore ideas coming from our lifelong journey of the high points and especially the low points where we learn to face our fears or cope with pain, loss, and failure. We do this in a discovery quest to establish patterns around our past and understanding whether we are tripping up from our past or being held hostage by it. We work on identifying ways to move forward, aligning our core values, and unlocking the keys to self-awareness, self-acceptance, self-compassion, and letting go of what is not serving you positively in life. A better you is always there, ready to explore in a new world. So let's begin. Did you ever hear a word too often and then you question its meaning? Well, I heard the phrase bravery the other day, and it got me to thinking. And I realized maybe it's just more than having guts. So then I obviously asked Amal about it, and here she is today to discuss it a bit more. Hi, Amal, and welcome.
Hi, Dan. Well, and it is an actually interesting topic when you really look into it. I know in the surface it looks, just another word for courage. When I do think about bravery or even use the word courage, I realize there are different levels of personal bravery, especially when we are coaching someone. For example, especially in the coaching space, there are this is how we break the level of bravery. Level 1 of personal bravery, it's about being honest with yourself. We all have things we have to do every day that we don't enjoy. The question is whether you are telling yourself the truth. It could be a behavior you see at work. It might be something your spouse does. It might involve some other, your other family members or your own children, but you don't like it and say nothing. Being dishonest with yourself does take a toll. It causes fatigue, resentment, and emotional distress, contributing to stress that you don't need. And obviously would lead later on, resentment lead to argument, and so on and so forth. So the solution is to establish boundaries, speaking up with kindness, obviously, and compassion. The level 2 of personal bravery is all about getting honest with others. And I mean, are you saying what you mean? Level 2 is quite challenging. It means that sometimes you will have to be a little bit, maybe a little bit, or just be socially unacceptable. What? Right? Socially unacceptable.
Okay, I'm uncomfortable with this one already. Because when you ask me, do these pants make me look fat? I think it would be unacceptably brave of me to answer that question any other way but no.
Well, guess what? Yeah, that's true. And then how about being socially unacceptable in the workplace? When you are in meetings and you see something and you want to call it out, like you want to call someone BS,
I've seen
right?
Many of us not say a thing.
You got to look at it, let's say even in the boardroom. I see that this level 2 of personal bravery plays a lot in the workplace. I would say the setting mostly, because you have to kind of your tongue become tied, because do I fear for my job for speaking up and have some a little condor or
been down that road before,
and I'm not going to be the most popular person in the room, and then people were going to stay away not come near me or get me involved in projects and whatnot, because no one
want to be blacklisted.
Yes, no one wants to face the truth. The truth hurts, but also the truth is learning. The truth is honesty. The truth is strength. The truth is courage. Not a lot of people ready for that. So
this is where a lot of leaders make this mistake. Where they hire yes people.
You surround yourself with a bunch of yes people and smiley people, and you're going to go nowhere with your organizations or your goal, or, you won't be competitive. You can't speak about agility, competitiveness, innovation, and all sorts of good, those wonderful terms that we keep throwing around right now quite a lot, and productivity and efficiency when everyone is cowering and hiding the truth. I chuckle because I see that quite a lot. Actually, And when I do speak the truth, I either get retaliated, reprimanded, or shut out. So
over the years,
exactly.
Yeah.
But it doesn't stop me. You think I learn, but I can't help it. I'm just as honest as you're gonna get. So back to the level 2 personal bravery. So it is about getting honest with others and being a little socially unacceptable. What? Well, when you think about it, the reality is with others, sometimes you inevitably won't align with how or what others think, say, or do, which this might be a circle, like friends, family, or people you work with. That's challenging situation. Are you willing to upset people with a bit of measured candor? That's
candor?
Candor, yes.
Yeah.
And so, so what's the solution? The solution is you reframe the message, you customize the feedback so that it does not lose its meaning, but with a positive intent. To approach this gently with care and deliver a contradicting view, keeping the other party well-being intact. Why do I say that? Because in the workplace...
you want to save their pride so they don't take offense to what you're saying.
Well, in the workplace, when people are waiting for their reviews at the end of the year, have you been honest as a leader giving feedback along the way, or you waited until the end of the year to surprise them and tell them,
once a year.
That project or whatever, that situation or that presentation, and you start specifically honing into a scenario that it was your fault as a leader, never brought it up in the first place?
Yes. Yep,
so what are you doing is that you are actually not giving constructive feedback. You're giving critical criticism and waited and kept almost like you are keeping score, which doesn't look good for leaders. And then you waited till the end of the year to mention your feedback. And what did you do? You basically surprised that individual. You didn't give them an opportunity this whole time to improve and change. You're telling them at the end of the year. So what, you want them to improve and change after it's too late now? When you actually scored them not necessarily good and you didn't bring it to their attention, and you expect them to feel good about this criticism and move on? How would they? You haven't even given them the opportunity to course correct. Horrible way of doing it.
Yep. I remember those days.
I had few of those.
I had a couple.
You know what it led me? It led me with moving on and leaving the organization.
Yeah, pretty
because
much.
You can't tell me I did something that you felt wasn't aligned with your vision, and you waited till the end of the year to tell me that.
For a couple of jobs, it sucked because the corporation, the organization was actually pretty cool.
Yeah.
But it's the leader that you ultimately leave.
Yeah, well, moving on from different organization wasn't done because of the organization itself. It was done because the leaders were not the right ones.
Which is subject of a whole other discussion.
Yeah, definitely.
Most people leave because of the leader, not because of the company.
Most people also leave companies because of the managers and the leaders, not the company itself.
That's what I just said.
Yeah. So when you want to do feedback to someone, you have to think about their well-being. It's bigger than your simple couple of sentences you're gonna give to them. Because it's gonna affect them deeply. They look up to you. You model this. They value your feedback. So you don't tear them down. You don't beat them up with your feedback. And you're not doing them a service to grow and improve and course correct when you actually wait at the end of the year to tell them your feedback. That is a very coward way of leading. And so this approach actually requires a lot of intentionality and careful consideration of the words you use to give an opposing view. I'm not saying don't give it. Yes, you give it, but you have to give it with intentionality and be careful and considerate to the well-being of another person, because you have to put yourself in their shoes. If you are in their shoes and someone did to you, how would you react? Think about that and reframe your message in a way that it's well taken and the person wants to make the change. The last level of bravery, which level 3 of personal bravery, is the highest one, the most challenging one. It's a place many people find difficult to attain. This is where you start questioning why you believe what you believe. Think about politics, religion, family, and careers. Are you willing to move past a simple black and white understanding of your belief to question why you believe what you believe? So, I have one more thought about this. When we talk about real growth in life, the kind that gives you clarity, focus, fulfillment, and purpose, well, that kind never happened without the third bravery that we're talking about right now. I think bravery is an interesting word. It could mean that someone has the guts, but has the guts to do what? Now you know, right? You have got to be brave enough to be honest with yourself. Very important. Brave enough to be honest with others, with gentle care. Brave enough to question yourself, and brave enough to hear and accept the answers you find. Because we can be brave with ourselves, with people, in an intention and gentle way, and practice our messaging of opposing views. We can be brave and honest with ourselves. The question is, as we go through these and find that bravery, do we also end up accepting what are we hearing, the answers we find? I don't know about that. Some people can't handle it. You have a real shot at personal development and even maybe enlightenment if you follow this path. That's all I have for today. Dan, thank you so much for tuning in. You make the journey worthwhile. Until next time.
I make the journey worthwhile?
Everybody makes the journey worthwhile.
Everybody makes the journey worthwhile. Okay, sorry.
And until next time, may you live with bravery. Back to you, Dan.
Thank you. I will try. Thanks, Amal. And thank you all for joining us here at Distracted by Life. If you're interested to learn more, check out our other podcasts, of course, or hop online to Amal's website at amalcandido.com, where she talks about her coaching world, covering life, leadership, and mindfulness, including links to popular podcasts and her books as well. And with that said, stay tuned for our next episode. And from Amal and myself, thanks again, and talk to you soon.